Dear USA, all nations and 7.9 plus billions of humans, I just want to have this as a generic civil justice sign off. Whatever I want for the civil justice, for I am displaying the USA government errors, public sector errors, private sector errors, and how USA government operations got destroyed, and for displaying the absolute monarchs scandal. I, Vethapriya PROSE, wanted these civil justice to be provided to me. Okay, so I'll just read the sign off so that it will be in all these other sessions. Okay, so for I, Vethapriya PROSE, native Indian tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, and true owner of USA, and proved USA is Tamil Nadu, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, have highest impasse eligibility to lead USA. I must be the interim leader of USA now is civil justice served. And for I, Vethapriya PROSE, displayed USA government errors and the scandal of absolute monarchs to USA government. I, Vethapriya PROSE, for civil justice as in Holy Bible guidelines. I, Vethapriya PROSE, want United States of America nation to rename Lord Ripon Building in Tamil Nadu, India, after my name Vethapriya is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now is civil justice served. And Pope Francis resigns abruptly now is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Supreme Chief Civil Judge for all nations, now is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Supreme Chief Family Law and Supreme Chief Children Judge for all nations is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become Global Poverty Relief Medical Director Chief for all nations, to lead and guide World Bank, United Nations organizations, World Health Organizations, Center for Disease Control, Department of Children Families, Department of Health Services, Department of Justice, Department of Revenue, Department of Agriculture, Department of Imports Export, Department of Military in all nations across the globe is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to be the ambassador for all nations, starting with India, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, should get dual citizenship of USA and India now is civil justice served. And thank you all for your time. Take care, my dear fellow mankind. I sure will get civil justice for entire human kingdom in 1 minute. Thank you all for your time. Bye for now. Dear USA, all nations and 7.9 plus billions of humans, I hope we are all in the same page on this regard that I am providing very, very crucial, very, very important civil justice sign off for myself, and it's a multitasking as well. And this session is all about foster care or orphanages. And yes, my dear fellow mankind, Saint Mother Teresa is the deadliest prostitute. Okay? And it's okay if Roman Catholic Christian population worldwide are going to throw acid on me, spit on my face, or curse me dead, or wish me dead. I am saying the raw truth. So you all must digest it, handle the truth. Okay, don't run and hide from the truth. Hide the truth is Saint Mother Teresa is the deadliest prostitute. Okay, with that said, I will keep on reading the civil justice. So that way you all got it, right? When I'm going to talk, when I'm reading, then it creates longer session. So earlier session was longest, so I think let that be. Let it be, because that's how it should be, right? Whenever the civil justice jurisdiction process, that's how it goes. If it's long, it's long. If it is short, it's short, right? So I covered all the crucial loopholes there in the earlier session. So that is why I already said, whoever has ears, let them hear. Whoever has eyes, let them get educated. Means I'm addressing only to the wisest population. Foolish population will mock me only. Will throw acid on my face. I'm aware of that. Okay, but for me, from my end, I must get civil justice for myself, and I must also help the entire human kingdom, isn't it? So that's what I'm providing. So with that said, I'll quickly read through this civil justice. And yes, there's a question and answer session here, and I want you all to follow the same template, right? So first of all, you all should have to write this on your skull, that in true Christianity alone, there is never orphanages or foster care. Just write it on your skull. Do whatever, just write it on your skull. Then provide these stats, which I'm going to ask you for the question. You all have to answer the questions, that's all. Simplest. Okay? And then I'm signing civil justice for myself, and I'm also educating the government what the government should do. So it's all a super important, very crucial multitasking that's going on here. Okay? So, I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime and displayed to all nations and entire human kingdom. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, is excellent layman, true civil lawyer, true civil doctor that can provide fastest open bypass surgery for eyes, heart and brain for 7.9 plus billions of humans same time, and broke world record for providing divine healing fastest than any robo, and why robots worldwide fears me only, for I am that I am born to save the world. Please write on your skull first before starting the task on your assignment. That is, in true Christianity alone, there is never orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Yes, my dear fellow mankind, you will be puking. It's okay. If you're puking, then you're in a good shape. Your human body is operating in a rightful way. When you're not puking, then that's when something wrong in your human body. Okay? So orphanages and foster care, Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Francis, Islam leaders worldwide, they created for tax revenue. Just for tax revenue, that's all. So, can you see how the adult population are the deadliest criminals here in each nation, after all? Right? So, when orphans are born, it's a lifetime scars. So at least the Pope Francis, what he could have done after creating the orphanages, like how he created divorce, how he created refugees, how he created beggars, how he created paupers, right? At least you could have said, he's a god of the USA, he's very holy, right? He could have sat next to the United States of American government, Republican government, and Roman Province Justice Organization, right? And he could have said, educated, hey, see, like all the other health process, Pope Francis only created new orphanages and foster care. That's also for tax crime, right? Or let's whisper and keep it to ourselves. Let not population know about it, okay? Then, at least he could have said, that's okay, I only created that help for tax revenue. But whenever the orphans are running to the banking sectors for loans or credit cards or debit cards or gift cards, let them get it free. This is what a Pope Francis should have done, right? At least after creating a hell. Even creating a hell is at the first place, being a god of USA is crime. He created it. After creating it, at least he could have sat by the USA government and could have educated. He never did that, isn't it? Rather, Pope Francis, he provided what? He wanted the population to mock and bully the orphans for no fault of theirs, right? It is the adult men and adult women will have unwanted sex. They'll get pregnant, right? And they don't want to have that child because it's unwanted sex. They throw the babies on the door, on the road, and they go away. As if by throwing the babies on the road or in the orphanage's front door, they are doing something great to the babies. No. Right? So, who created it? I already said, unwanted sex is created by whom? Pope Francis, right? It can come under the mutual consent sex or not mutual consent sex. Either ways, it's going to result in the pregnancy. If at all God's will, the women will get pregnant, right? So who created this havoc at the first place? Do you all think that if at all people got married to the true love worldwide, the correct humans, these orphanages will be there? Yes or no? I don't know about other nations. Yes, my dear fellow mankind, in entire planet Earth, only one nation is orphanages nation. It's a land of orphanages. When there is a science and technology going on, when people are in the robots eras, there is only one nation in the whole entire planet Earth is called as a land of orphanages. Do you all know which land is that? It's not USA, no. It's not China, no. It's not London, no. It's not Australia, no. Then which land? Tamil Nadu, India. So, that's the deadliest crime. Right? He can say rosary, Lord's Prayer, what not of a cry. But Pope Francis do not have any birthright to create orphanages in India. He created it anyways. Today he's going to pay the price. I chopped his head. Right? I chopped Pope Francis' head. Nobody is going to ask me why. Nobody cannot ask me why. Right? So, to provide a little bit overview of that, why exactly the Saint Mother Teresa is a prostitute? She is a Roman Catholic nun. So, in Roman Catholicism, the households, the families, the so-called family households worldwide, they're all foolish people. They're all prostitutes worldwide, right? Their parents will have sex and will have children, but they will become selfish, right? Foolish, the prostitutes. So they will have children, and either in 2 children, 2 sons or daughters or whatever, they will say they have to become Roman Catholic fathers or Roman Catholic nuns. So they will not even ask their children if at all they want to. So some of the children they want to, but some of the children are enforced to be a Roman Catholic fathers and Roman Catholic nuns. They have to go to that school to get educated. I already said, right? So there is a movies. I already educated about the movies and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into that because it's going to get delayed. So she is from where? Czechoslovakia. Did I pronounce it correctly? But I will say Czech. C-Z-E-C-H. Czechoslovakia. Right. It is in one of the close to the Poland and Europe nations. So that is a pattern of abuse right there, right? So people in India have studied about Mother Teresa, like any of the person who provided a lot of help like that. That's how we know about Mother Teresa. So when we all studied about her in the school days, we all came to know that she came to know about the poverty in India and leprosy disease in India, and she wanted to start the orphanage in India. But here you go, today I'm saying Saint Mother Teresa is the purest form of prostitute. Right? So can you see why God is always God? Yes, my dear fellow mankind. It was started for a tax fraud on one side. And then, that she never started anywhere. She started in Calcutta. Today it's called as Kolkata, but before it used to be called as Calcutta. I know only when it was called as the old name, Calcutta. But now I'm aware that even Mumbai changed to, Bombay changed to Mumbai, and Burma changed to Myanmar, like that, because this is how these foolish craps will do. They will change their names of the nations like that, places like that. Now, she started the orphanages exclusively saying that she's going to help the leprosy people. So that's another pattern of abuse. I already handcuffed Department of Center for Disease Control and Department of World Health Organization for creating leprosy in India. Out of all the nations, only in India there is leprosy. And don't worry, I already handcuffed the Center for Disease Control, and I already handcuffed World Health Organization. Okay, so don't worry on that end. They are all going to get disciplined my way only. So let's put that aside. Now let's come to that orphanages camp part. It is right on that spot in Calcutta, in India. Now why? When I was working on the Poverty Free Earth End of the Year 2030 volunteer project, I have to hit on every single crime to see what is the root, whether there is any root cause for the poverty to be there, right? That was only my brain was working on. So for me, why on the earth she is coming to India to create even orphanages? Netherlands is having prostitution. They are called as red light areas, right? So why can't she go there and she could have started orphanages there? It's called the Dutch royals land, the Amsterdam like that. Okay, why can't Saint Mother Teresa could run to the London and start orphanages in London or Australia or New Zealand or China? Why exactly only in India, and that to that location, that spot? Why? She fooled the population of the India and worldwide that she wanted to help the poor, the leprosy people, and she started the orphanages. Boom. When you're starting the orphanages or non-profit organizations or trusts or foundation, all the nations will throw the money like waterfalls. Got it? So that means United States of America must have provided a lot of funds. It's a crime. Can you see how I put the knife on the neck of Treasury of United States of America and Federal Reserve of United States of America and Tax Agency of United States of America, and they cannot even escape? I already said when President Joe Biden resigns, he can get prevented from the curse. But now he can't. The mercy is gone. The mercy period, the grace period is gone. He has to figure out how he can come out of jail right now. He cannot come out of jail. President Joe Biden must be in the jail only. Yes, my dear fellow man, can she open that orphanages? Right. So then, the route from Calcutta, it is a border of Bangladesh. So please see these patterns of abuse, how the crime can be nailed down in layer by layer mode only. So right on the spot, she has that orphanages in Calcutta. Few blocks is only Bangladesh. So that is a puzzle there. Okay. Then beyond that Bangladesh part, what more you all need to know? Right in that, between that orphanages and that Bangladesh border, there is one deadliest prostitution facility right there in India. It's called Sonagachi or whatever. But I'm aware there is one prostitution facility. Then, you all know, then it can be good, it can be bad, but it is bad. It's not good. Then, if you see the Bangladesh, then comes the ocean. What? It is an Atlantic Ocean or what? Give me a second, let me see the map one more time. Sorry, I saw the map and it is Bay of Bengal and North Pacific Ocean, that side. Okay. Then what? You all know what then is. It's not a good sign. Okay. So there comes the Italy and Prague and France, Germany. Those are all the nations. They have Roman Catholic Christian skull church, meaning the church itself is Roman Catholic Church itself is built out of skulls and bones. Are you puking? Oh, keep puking. It's okay. It's normal for your human operations when you're puking, when you're seeing injustice. So it can be the first time the Roman Catholic Christian population hearing that truth, that there is skull churches built in Prague, Czech, where the prostitute Saint Mother Teresa was born, and Poland. All these places, if you see, there is a Roman Catholic church, cathedral churches built out of skulls and bones. And out of that, there are some churches built out of children's skulls and children's bones. I already said I need just a dot to figure out the true crime, isn't it? All the frame from Czech Republican. Why on the earth does Saint Mother Teresa, the prostitute, even have to worry to start an orphanage in India? What is the root cause, right? One side, did she help the leprosy people? No, never. It's a slavery mode, it's a hatred mode, it's a discrimination mode, pathetic, right? So even now it is there, even after death, that organization is there. That is why God is God. Nobody can run and hide. Nobody can run and hide, right? USA got into this curse. President Joe Biden got into this curse. Can you all see? When I was only preventing him from getting the curse, I don't want him to get the curse. That's as simple as that. He never wanted that way. He wanted to get the curse anyways. And here he got the curse. It is the deadliest curse, my dear fellow mankind. It is almost like cannot come out of that curse mode. He just fallen in the curse pool. That's all. I already said 1.9 trillion stimulus package is a crime. He must never have signed it. And now, the best thing I can even now say, just resign, go to your home. Do not get any more curse. Because the crime, whatever I'm going to display, President Joe Biden is going to faint and pass out. So I was analyzing why there are skull churches. Pope Francis is a religious leader. He's a god. He's a god. So even when I was analyzing those processing, my brain was like, okay, it could not still accept that mode that he is the Antichrist. Even when, because I was looking for an important proof for I to nail him on the forehead and chop his head off in front of all nations. I was just waiting for that. Okay. So it's just that, and from Napoleon Bonaparte, from earlier forefathers, they all have been waiting to figure out the root cause. They were not able to figure out the root cause to chop Pope Francis and take him down. God helped me, that's all. So I was wondering in my analysis process, why? Why there be a need for a sculpture, Roman Catholic Christian Church? Where people are going to go and worship. It's a worship place. It's a holy place of God. Where people go and get that peace of mind when talking with the God's Holy Spirit and listen to the sermon and listen to the choirs. It's a fellowship. Why? Why on the earth there is a Roman Catholic Christian, Catholic skull churches in Europe nations like France, Italy, everything. Then trace, it puzzle is where? Pope Francis is living in Italy. And he got one block of the chunk of that landmass for himself, called Vatican. So nobody, it's almost like if you're going to get inside the Vatican, you will die more. Right? Meaning you cannot stand up against Pope and say anything, you will die. That's what it means. Right? So, but then, that Roman Catholic Church built of or with the skulls of adult skulls and bones, and also with children's skulls and bones, was creating me. I'm empath already. My blood was boiling, and my brain was in analyzing mode only, blacklisted mode. These people, absolute monarchs, lack blacklisted mode. And I know out of all the religious leaders, Pope Francis is only the head. Right, he is also called as a god. People are calling him as a god. For me, my brain was just breaking down. What is the reason? What is the reason? It's almost like a movie mode, right? But then my brain was just breaking down. What exactly was going on there? Then I figured out that it is Pope Francis using the trout. It can be Bangladesh, India, Bangladesh, and that route to that sea route. Or even the other way, meaning through that African route. African route to Italy is close by, isn't it? The Atlantic Ocean. So either ways, there should be some kind of a link for providing child sex slaves, child sex slavery, and child sex torture, all provided in St. Peter's Basilica, Roman Catholic Cathedral facility located in Italy, Vatican. I nailed it down. So that is why today Pope Francis will resign immediately. Right? He will resign immediately. So if you see the route, this side, if it is a Bangladesh or North Pacific side, it all comes around that, what to say, South America, all that side, the China, that side, if you see the map, the globe. See, for us to understand in clear, even for me, I need to see that globe right now. But right now, I'm not having the globe in my hand, right? So either way, if it is the route is Bangladesh or China or that North American side, South America, then Florida, that side, or Africa to Italy is the closest place, because Somalia and then Sudan, then Italy, right? They can just jump and it will be Vatican, right? So, but behind the scenes, she provided an illusion that she wanted to start an orphanages in India for helping the leprosy people. So how can people get food? She can take a picture with the leprosy and she can display it. See, I'm helping leprosy. When nobody loves to help the leprosy, see, I am, Mother Teresa is doing this. So everybody worldwide, they have showered dollars, and that's a crime. Why? Pope Francis created a crime. Why? Tax fraud. Why? He wanted to grab the children from Africa one side, from South America one side, from India one side, and bring them as sex slaves, the child sex slaves, to the St. Peter's Basilica, Vatican, Roman Catholic Church, where the religious leader, the Christian leader, that's what he says, right? And after torturing those children, the orphanages, children or whatever, he throws all the children as the scales and thing, and he built Roman Catholic churches out of that. So let's say, if you're Mother Teresa, what would you have done? If you all are Mother Teresa, born in Czechoslovakia, deadliest Islam, Judaism, Zionism, paganism, a filthiest sexual immorality nation called Czechoslovakia in Europe, where there is a Roman Catholic church built out of children's skulls and bones, what would you all have done as Mother Teresa? Work on that answer. What would you all have done? Would you all have stood up and slapped on the face of Pope then and there and fried him in ashes and burnt all the Roman Catholic churches of the skulls and bones in ashes and provided a reform? Or would you have gone to India and created an orphanages for a tax fraud crime to prostitute with popes? She is a prostitute for Pope after all, Mother Teresa, right? And I think it is my understanding, if I'm wrong, just disregard it, but when I was working on the poverty-free earth, and when I was working on the news and everything to get my analysis mode and working on the analysis mode, oh, one more time you're going to puke, isn't it? I know. We humans puke whenever there is injustice, isn't it? What is the other Pope called right before that Germany Pope? Pope John Paul II. Pope John Paul II. That was the last time Pope entered inside Tamil Nadu. After that, Pope never came. Even Pope Francis went to Sri Lanka when I took the cane and provided a slap. He never dared enough to enter into the Tamil Nadu. Conscious, right? So, what more of a puke you all need to know? That Pope John Paul II, entire life, about 100 years old or something, he was living in the palace, was God as God, by the entire nations worldwide, right? He had premarital sex with one of the ladies. And the Time magazine provided that scandal. And it was Teresa, but I don't know whether it is this Teresa or that Teresa. But Europe nations are very cunning in confusing the names. Confusing the names, right? But beyond that, nobody knew. Everybody thought Pope John Paul is a single, a bachelor, a virgin. But the Time magazine, they provided that scandal to the world. I don't know what happened. I don't know which edition of the Time magazine is, but it was there, but that's pretty much it. So that said, Pope Francis, what is he going to say for that? Even Germany, Pope Benedict, he resigned after all because of the sex scandal, right? So when they all got resigned, so that means when there is a conscience, people will resign, isn't it? Pope Francis was asked to resign because of my education only for the past few years, and he's not resigning. Don't you all think he will resign anyways, any moment? For the past few years, right before, in 2018 alone, how many Roman Catholics have been thrown on the jail because of the sexual harassment and whatnot of filth, right? Sexual abuse, right? So there again, I'm proving what? justice services of United States of America broken in pieces. They should have thrown Pope Francis only in the volcano in Hawaii, right? Because he's a god. When he's a god, he should have made sure that the children are safe, right? So, from Italy to Calcutta to Bangladesh to the prostitution facility, it's one of the largest prostitution facility, red light area in India called Sonagashi. So the prostitution facilities like Netherlands are all created to bombard only orphans to be tortured by Pope Francis in St. Peter's Basilica in Italy. Nobody knows. It is a behind-the-scenes crime that's been going on forever. And for that, United States of America have been providing funds. Because everything comes into the picture right now. Because the Roman Province Justice Organization is not coming under the government of USA. Nobody is in the public organization system. So they are separate. That is how they were able to live free with all this scandal that's been going on. Pope John Paul II got a healthy funeral service. Pope Francis will not. He'll be thrown in volcano. Because people should know. People do not have any birthright to hurt fellow mankind, no matter what, regardless of age. Right? So now then that comes, then the African nation, even now a few weeks ago in the news I saw some 300 African Nigerian children got abducted, meaning they all got taken away by force. And again I saw they all got them back. It is all created by Pope Francis. The Boko Haram, it's created by Pope Francis. The ISIS is created by Pope Francis. The ISIL is created by Pope Francis. Queen Elizabeth II only mandated a war between India to get that Bangladesh to be owned and to be ruled by Queen Elizabeth II. She broke India in pieces. She used Dalai Lama as an Asian breaking service provider, agent. Nobody knew because he himself portrays as a god, right? But he lives in the palace. How many child abuse provided there in their centers, right? It's all created by Pope Francis. Like how the children in the Roman Catholics, in the name of choir, in the name of whatever, they are dedicated to the Roman Catholic Church and they all have to undergo all this kind of crap. Even Buddhism, Hinduism, everywhere these children undergoing crap is going on. Nobody figure it out. That is why there is no man yet in United States of America, and there is no men anywhere in any of the nation, and they cannot be the caregivers. They are the filth. I proved it right now. And women are double evil, right? So deadliest prostitutes are women after all. Super prostitutes. And there's a proof. Saint Mother Teresa is a prostitute. What more you all need to know? She is a woman. Right? Why she, being a Christian, never knows that there never should be an orphanage at the first place. She's a virgin also. Right? She never married. She's a virgin. So why she never knew that there should never be any orphanages? If she is a virgin, she is never married, she is a god, she is a saint, she should have known that. How easiest it is for her to stood up and educated the prostitute Pope at least. Hey Pope, don't be a prostitute. See, in Christianity there is never orphanages. Like that she could have educated, right? She never did that. So that itself is a proof that she is a deadliest prostitute. Yes, there is an innocence there. She never knew that she's going to be fallen in trap. She opened the orphanages there in India. And it is all for all this crap to go on. They were making tax revenue out of selling the children from India to the other places. How is your puking going on? Oh, is there a pus in your puke? Oh, that means your human operation is working perfectly fine. As if this scandal that's been going on is not enough. The one and only largest island, Australia. These Europeans, they made a sex a joke, a mockery, right? Then what? These European Americans, they will not even have sex too. They will marry for money and what or not, that's all. They'll not even, for sex. They'll not have sex. Because the European American women thinks that if they're going to become pregnant, their physical body will change and they will not even want to become pregnant. Period. Simple as that. Even if they become pregnant, some people, they don't want to feed the breast milk. They will use any other that's option in the grocery. So then what more they wanted for help? These Australians, right? Oh yeah, for I will remind you, the actor, who is he? The Tom Hanks, right? Life is a box of chocolates. What movie is that? Forrest Gump. Right? And Castaway. And there was a Christmas movie also he provided. And Toy Story. He has that nice voice, that tone that he gives a playback voice for animated movies, right? There are many of them. Like he's one of them. And who is the other African American? The Morgan. I know Morgan, but he had acted in movies like Presidents, like that. So some of the actors, they have that voice, that the authority. So, but beyond that, he was in Australia only when he got the COVID-19 along with his wife, right? But then, it's just the fun part. They are innocent men, people in the entertainment world. So, it's just the fun part, okay? But then, what I have to educate here is, that's when the Australia was getting wildfires, remember? People are also collecting a lot of money for the wildfires like that. It was a natural disaster was coming around that Australia. So can you all see why I'm a God's child and the supernatural power? It's God's Holy Spirit is providing me all the sense. Why should I even have to feel that way? Right? But then, when I was working on all these things, okay, this Mother Teresa orphanages is one of the crime. Today, Pope Francis is going to pay the price for that. President Joe Biden must resign now. Okay? For Pope Francis created orphanages in India, President Joe Biden must resign now. He's a civil justice sir. It's as simple as that. He cannot whine, he cannot complain anything. He has to just resign. Just resign. Get yourself saved is the indirect message I'm saying to the President Joe Biden, because the crime provided by Pope Francis is deadliest. He cannot tolerate that crime. Now, what crime this Australia provided? As if this Calcutta, this Mother Teresa, this child sex slavery and child whatever is not crap is happening, it's not enough. What more of a crime this Australia did to India? I already said these European Americans worldwide, they do not have sex, they will not even have sex. One side, it is they treat the men or women as sex machines. Other side, they will not even bother to have sex. So that means Pope Francis says, okay, you all cannot have sex, but then, you know what? You all can provide rental womb services. So husband and wife will be married. So it is all mutual consent only. So now tell me, did Pope Francis made a rape or joke or not? You all tell me. What is rape to you? So husband and wife will be married, isn't it? So with mutual consent, the husband will donate his sperm to the sperm clinic. And then doctors, the fancy doctors, they will have to go into the system and match. Okay, this sperm and which ovum, this sperm, which ovum, this sperm, which ovum, because there is ovum clinic, donor clinics also. Then they will reach out to the owner of that ovum, women, worldwide. It can be in Africa, it can be in China, it can be in India, anywhere. And they will provide a match. It's called as a pimping solution, right? That's what they call in the prostitution, right? Setting up people to have fool to have sex more. But in an organized, legalized way, because doctors only find rental wombing surrogate pregnancy is healthiest, isn't it? So nobody can ask. So even if it comes under the classification of rape, even if the DNA and RNA getting destroyed, so can you see how the forensic people working hard on the DNA testing, it's also crap? They got fooled after all. And the justice people, judges and lawyers got fooled forever because they don't know how the medical services work, right? For them, if the doctors are going to say DNA, for them it is like some word from alien world, right? So they just cannot understand, they cannot comprehend what the doctor was saying. So they got exploited by the doctors. So surrogate pregnancy is what? In a surrogate life cycle, a husband and a wife will be married. They will not be able to become pregnant. So they want to become pregnant. It can be out of whatever health issues or cancer or whatever it can be. People don't even have to know. But bottom line, they cannot become pregnant. Then, with their mutual consent, they have to donate the sperm. The husband have to donate his sperm in the sperm clinic. And they have to use that sperm and match for whatever ovum or whatever, if that wife's ovum can also be used, whatever. Because to create an embryo cell, one sperm and one ovum is needed. I was educating that. And that's the wisdom, isn't it? And these people started to exploit the medical services in whatever filth they wanted to be. Right? So, then they will, then after it becomes the embryo in the lab, the test lab, they will inject that embryo in the womb. Whoever wants to, willing to rent their womb, their belly, the women, they will inject them into their body. And for 10 months, like a boarding school, like an orphanages, foster care, they'll be inside that medical facility only. And in the 10th month, when that rental service providing women able to deliver the baby, if it is healthy baby according to their Australian guidelines, then they'll get paid. Otherwise, they will reject upfront. So that means the Indian women or who are willing to rent the womb, they must take the sperm of an Australian man, and either they have to donate their ovum or they have to have rent and have other women's ovum and embryo inside the womb and then wait for 10 long months to hold that baby and deliver it and give that baby immediately to the Australian husband and wife couple. So without having sex, without undergoing through the 10 months long of getting that pregnant and being through that pregnancy mode, off the shelf, meaning they can go to the grocery store, throw dollars, and they can customize it. They can say, we want the babies to have only green eyes or blue eyes only, like that. And the genetic engineering people will step in and they will do their job in customizing and tailoring the baby needs according to their needs. And these Indian women who are renting their wombs, they are never paid with a healthy salary. They are never paid with the national benefits. They are left to be mocked at. Meaning, they got the baby, but it's not their baby. They delivered the baby, but they do not have the baby. Mm-hmm. They were holding other people's sperm. Wrong, right? It's a data breach right there. Doctors got shocked, right? Because doctors never thought that this lady Vethapriya will nail them down. The doctors handcuff them and throw them on the chair, right? The doctors, when they're doing all kind of physical exams for the civilians, they can do what not, right? And they can get away free with that. So which type of rape is here looks so good for you, heavenly? Is rental surrogate pregnancy rape is good for you? Why? If yes, why? If no, why? Or did Saint Mother Teresa provided an orphanages as a first scam, and few blocks away only is prostitution facility? She's a virgin, right? Why she could have even banned that prostitution facility at the first place, saying providing God's love, right? She never did that. That is a proof. That is a proof, my dear fellow mankind, that she is a prostitute. She opened the orphanages there to sell those children to all these nations, European nations. So then I nailed it down. Africa children are getting into the USA, and South America children are getting into the USA. How Pope Francis created that havoc. Human trafficking, it's called human trafficking. They'll grab the children and they will sell it. Slavery, different form of slavery. As if Africans were sold as slavery in United States of America is not enough for Dr. Fauci and Dr. Prince. They also created surrogate pregnancy scam, and Dr. Fauci and Dr. Prince also created the child abusing scams, right? And they never provided how they're going to provide a COVID-19 mask for this scandal that's going on. So, one thing for sure, Pope Francis must say whether he knows who is Mother Teresa, or Pope Francis should say, never even heard about Mother Teresa. Super comedy it will be, right? It will be super fun show to watch. Either ways, he'll be fried in ashes. And I nailed him on his forehead, my dear fellow mankind. And yes, this foster care and orphanages are created to bombard orphans for the European Americans for them to adopt, to have the children. Without easy peasy, without having sex, without undergoing through all that hard stuff for holding baby like that, they can get the children just like that from the store, grocery store. They can go to the foster care, pick and choose, and they can get the adopted child. Okay, if Mother Teresa is a prostitute, Pope Francis is a prostitute, Queen Elizabeth is a mom. Queen Elizabeth is a god also. Queen Elizabeth is a queen too. And Queen Elizabeth is a great grandmom and grandmom too. Why she never knows there should never be any foster care in orphanages? Because she is the one who created and she is the one who is funding and providing dollars for all these orphanages worldwide. Nobody knows that. Oh, what about, are you getting worms in your puke? Oh, that is excellent to know that your body, human body operations is working perfectly fine. Which is coolest for when you're calling prostitute a god of USA, the Queen Elizabeth II, for created orphanages, for created surrogate pregnancy, for created all kind of genome medical abuse. Which kind of abuse do you love? Which abuse do you all love? You answer it. I want you all to answer it without puking. Okay? Do you all love orphanages abuse best? Or do you all like surrogate pregnancy abuse best? Or do you all like, which type of rape do you like? Oh my gosh. How many rapes? Okay, if rapes are healthiest, at least that rapes also must have provided healthy processing, right? At least the rape word could have stood up in front of a Republican government and said, see, dear Republican government, I, the rape word, want to say to you all that rape is not fun. Please provide all the healthy processing. At least rape word could have said that. But why? If you're going to check, this is how the program logic will check. And it will throw the errors, right? Check. Rape 1 tax fraud, rape 2 tax fraud, rape 3 tax fraud means that many rape types are there. Arranged marriage is rape 1, tax fraud, right? We saw all the marriage types are tax fraud and rape fraud. Then orphanages is also type of rape, a slavery, a hatred, a discrimination, right? Then the surrogate pregnancy is also rape. So which rape do you all like it? And which rape this dear Department of Justice want to have provided processing? And how what role does the forensic people, detectives have in the role of DNA and mRNA testing? When surrogate pregnancy destroyed DNA, mRNA, how on the earth the genome and the forensic were even providing DNA and mRNA testing in the justice sign off the biological data in the first place? So, I educated. Nobody knew that the scandal behind that genome, right? They have never bothered to say that. The doctors never bothered to educate that because they know the population will freak out. They will burn entire doctors' population in ashes, right? So I educated. A man can have sex with any woman and get away free, right? A woman can have sex with any man and can get away free. It's just that when they become pregnant, even they will get confused. And in order for all this confused to pull a full stop, what did Pro Francis do? Whenever people they get married to the wrong humans and have sex and have children, the children will look like the dad or look like the mom. I know you're laughing. Right? Scandal and scandal. Keep puking, my dear fellow mankind. Keep puking. So, yes, this session also went almost 1 hour. I have to keep on reading the civil justice back. You all need to know, right? So, prostitution facilities. Netherlands, Amsterdam, Germany, France, London, Ireland, Scotland, China, Japan, Korea. So if Dalai Lama is a god, then why there be a need for orphanages in China? Oh, that sounds like another scandal, isn't it? If Chinese New Year, if Chinese Feng Shui and astrology is healthiest, why on the earth there is orphanages? They say this Chinese astrology will create lot of wealth for you. Why it never Why it never knows that China should never have orphanages in the first place? Right? Yes, my dear fellow mankind. Okay, leave all these. Fake Israel leader Netanyahu. He says he's Israel. Right. So then there should not be prostitution facility. There should not be any orphanages in Israel, or Jordan, or Oman, or United Arab Emirates, because they all wear the burqa, right? Women wearing burqa, men wearing burqa, burqa here, burqa there, burqa everywhere. So that means there should not be child marriages, there should not be child orphanages, there should not be anything, but they are having that. So who is that who created all these? Okay, as if there are scientists. See how many professions are there. Scientists are there, archaeologists are there, astrologists are there, astronauts are there who go into space. They are there, cops are there, right? And Senate is there, GOP is there, Congress is there, what not? National leaders is there, government is there, mayors are there, governors are there, households are there, men are there, women are there, moms are there, dads are there. Oh my, sons are there, daughters are there, uncles are there, aunts are there, relatives are there, grandpas are, grandmas, blah, 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 blah. Education facilities, Christian education, Islam education, Hinduism education. Then Las Vegas too. As if all this crap is not enough, Las Vegas too. Then nightclubs, strip clubs, then sexting too, then belly dancing, what not? Then the Hollywood create all the nude pictures too for a sophisticated pornography, Hollywood movies category too. What not? Which of the injustice do you like it? Do you love it? Do you love that Roman Catholic churches built in Poland, Prague, France, etc., with the skull churches, with skulls and bones of adults and children? If you love it, why? If you don't love it, why? So then that ended a trace that the Pope Francis and the St. Peter's Basilica Roman Catholic Church, they worship skull. Oh. Are you puking one more time? Oh, keep puking. I'm saying the truth. The Pope Francis and St. Peter's Basilica, they worship skull. Then you all need to know what more of the crime about the skull part that has to do with all those orphanages and foster care and rental home services. I already said they made a mockery of Jesus Christ and who is that lady? Mary Magdalene. People still believe that they too are lovers, but it's not. It's the truth. So Pope Francis created that havoc also, that disaster also. That way people can even mock at Jesus Christ, who died on the cross, said, forgive. That way people can mock at him. Pope Francis created that havoc also. He is going to pay the price for that. Now wait, watch and see. So, whatever incident happened in the Holy Bible, it's all real, my dear fellow mankind. It is Mary Magdalene first saw the resurrected Jesus Christ. And she ran and said out loudest. Because that generation era, it's been always forever. The prosecution for the true Christians was always forever. The moment they're going to say Jesus Christ is true God, the civilians will die. Pope will kill them. Pope means what? The Roman Empire king, the Egypt king. It's been forever. It's a bloodline is coming generation after generation. And now it is Pope Francis. Now it is Queen Elizabeth II. Now it is United Arab Emirates. Now it is Islam leader. Now it is Iran leader. Now it is Netanyahu. So they all change their costumes to fool the people. because people will figure it out. So Statue of Liberty is built out of Queen Elizabeth II, the prostitute. After all, nobody knew. Right? Nobody knew. So what would you all have done? If you all were Mother Teresa, what would you all have done? When you know that in your nation, Czechoslovakia, or the Republican nation, that there is a Roman Catholic skull churches built out of adult skulls and children's skulls, what would you all have done as a Mother Teresa? Would you all have still opened an orphanages in India? If yes, why? If no, why? Work on that answer. She is a prostitute, my dear fellow mankind. This is how. But whenever she talks, whenever she is portrayed in the news media or in the movies, right? She is portrayed how? Sweetest, right? There are so many population in India, they are fanatic love for Mother Teresa. Do you all know that? Do you all even aware of it? If I'm saying, when I'm saying that Saint Mother Teresa is a prostitute, you all know how much of acid I'm going to get on my face. At the cost of the death, only the wisest God, soldier of God will say the truth. What do I gain by saying Mother Teresa is a prostitute? You all work on that. I don't know anything about Mother Teresa. Purest form of stranger. I already said, right, I don't even have to know about the people. A smallest action will help me out to figure out, and on general I can scan the people. Right? I already said, I don't know Dr. Fauci, I don't know Dr. Prince, but I know they are prostitutes. They destroyed worldwide, and they got the curse upon, even in the coffin, they got the curse. They cannot escape the wrath of God, no. So what is Pope Francis going to say about this? Crap. The Mother Teresa orphanages crap. Is he going to say he knows what is orphanages? Or is he going to say he don't know, I never heard about the orphanages? His hometown is where? South America. I nailed him down. Right? So he cannot escape anywhere. Not even left or not even right, not even backward. He cannot even move backward. Even if he wants to jump in the Atlantic Ocean, he cannot. His hometown is South America. He knows that children are being, there is orphanages in South America. Even before becoming a pope, he should have fixed that first in South America. What would you all have done if you all were Pope Francis? So how I nailed that Pope Francis is an Antichrist? All I was only analyzing, right? So each nation, they were having statues in one way, form or the other, and they were providing indirect message. Got it? Statue of Liberty, indirect message. Crazy Horse in South Dakota, indirect message. They know that a true native Indian tribe will one fine day grow up and free the United States of America and will be the savior for entire human kingdom. That is the message of the Crazy Horse statue in South Dakota. People never got it. These European Americans, the presidents, they never got that message. It's being built out of their own non-profit organization funds only. Government is not helping them to build it because they don't want the truth to be known worldwide. So Russia has its own statue, a tallest woman statue with a knife, meaning Russians know one true woman, oh, she'll be super toughest woman, and the world will just fall down in knees before that lady only. They just never knew it will be I am Vethapriya. And when I was working on the poverty-free earth, they got it. They knew that tallest statue is I am that I am, that became alive. Germans knew I am Erika. So they fallen down in knees before me, and then statues are everywhere. Even in India there are statues. I will come to that part later. So how did I nail that Pope Francis? So this Nostradamus, in his part, he educated that Pope Francis will be the last of the Pope, and one large dog will be barking loudest, that all the nations will get the attention and will witness that Pope Francis is the hell creator and throw him in the lake of fire. He predicted that. He is one of the predictors of Allah. That's all, right? So, a statue in South America helped me to nail on the crown. The statue in South America in the Rio is called as the statue of Redeemer, the Redeemer Jesus Christ, right? It was built. It was built to display to the whole entire world that Jesus Christ will be born, will grow, will be resurrected, will burn Pope Francis in ashes. But when people are looking at the statue, it's just a statue. People likes to take selfie in that statue, that's all. People's brain will not even think around that route, what I'm educating for a wisdom. That is why when I provided the wisdom, everybody got the shock mode. Because every statue has its own education, indirect way. And finally, I will come back to the India. Let's leave that part alone now. So yes, my dear fellow mankind, Pope Francis, when you don't know what is foster care and orphanages, and being a God of USA, he failed in God's job, so he must resign immediately now. And I, Vethapriya, PROSE, educating, there should never be orphanages, there should never be foster care anywhere in the worldwide. So I know how to provide healthy solutions. So that is why I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must be the Vatican leader now, according to the Holy Bible Civil Law Guidelines. So with that said, you all write on your skull, okay? So, why Saint Mother Teresa from Czechoslovakia Republic country started orphanages in India? You work on the answer. Why Saint Mother Teresa never knows there must never be orphanages in any nations? How tax treasury of United States of America provided tax process for Mother Teresa orphanages in India in past 500 years? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. So I, Vethapriya, PROSE, want United States of government to pay tax-free $1,000 trillion direct deposit to my bank account in next 1 second for Pope Francis created prostitute, Saint Mother Teresa created orphanage in India, which is classified as domestic violence of slavery and hatred and discrimination, and Pope Francis created orphanages in India. So Pope Francis must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, become Vatican leader now. What is orphanages or foster care for you all? Does USA and all nations have surgeons to provide orphanages slavery surgery as of today, March of 2021? Yes or no? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. What is domestic violence orphanages? Does USA and all nations have surgeons to provide orphanages hatred surgery as of today, March 2021? Yes or no? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. What is domestic violence orphanages? Does USA and all nations have surgeons to provide orphanages discrimination surgery of today, as of today, March 2021? Yes or no? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know for your birthrights, human rights, civil rights that nations' governments do not have birthrights to create orphanages or foster care? Yes or no? So can you see that Ben Carson, that African American, the neurosurgeon, the housing development, urban development, why he has to be in the jail right now? He cannot say that Republican administration is calm. No. And I think even in Democrat President Joe Biden elected an African American lady to be the housing and urban development. She should also get into the jail now. Because when they are designing the town planning, they are providing a budget for the public services. They should not even provide even a dime or a penny to any of the orphanages facilities. No. Right? Can't you all get it or not? The crime I'm talking about. It is deadliest crime, my dear fellow mankind. It's the deadliest crime. Tell me, if criminal justice is healthiest, then orphanages all must be shut down now and there should never be any orphans created. Whoever became orphanages, that's all the population should be. Then there should not be any new orphans created, right? But that's not the way it is. So that means the criminal justice must be sealed and shut down. That means entire family law justice services, entire divorce law justice services, entire child custody justice services, everything is crime and wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong, forever wrong. All this crap created by Pope Francis. What would you all have done? You all tell me. When criminal justice says orphanages is healthiest and Las Vegas is healthiest, how on the earth the same criminal justice can even separate shamelessly or shamefully separate biological moms from children in the divorce process? They can beg for them to get mercy from me. I'm not going to. There's no mercy for me, sorry. I can allow them to live free. I can bail them out. I cannot forgive them. Right? The cursed ones, the prostitutes, right? The prostitutes, they fool people. Mother Teresa, how she fooled population. And it is easiest for them to fool. These Babylonians, the Islam, Judaism people, they are very good at fooling people. France fooled USA. What more of a proof you all need? The USA is thinking the Statue of Liberty is a healthy statue, even today. How many people are having fanatic love for the Statue of Liberty alone? And I am standing and saying it should be gone in ashes, and it will be gone in ashes. Right? Why do a nation even need a prostitute statue at the first place? Do you all know your for your birthrights, human rights, civil rights, that nations, governments do not have birthrights to create orphanages or foster care? Yes or no? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know for your birthrights, human rights, civil rights, that Department of Health Services do not have birthrights to create foster care or orphanages? Yes or no? Which type of domestic violence is healthiest for human brains and heart and human eyes wellness? Is it domestic violence word? If yes, why? If no, why? Is it domestic violence, slavery, hatred, discrimination? If yes, why? Is it orphanages or foster care? If yes, if no, why? Rate the healthiest care in 1 to 10, for 10 being the healthiest wellness. I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Did USA created orphanages, foster care, healthiest for human brains, hearts and eyes? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Okay, nations worldwide have governments signed domestic violence or slavery, hatred, discrimination is healthiest. Then why on the earth there is a domestic violence, slavery, hatred, discrimination signed healthiest for human brains, hearts and eyes in households for worldwide? and why there is orphanages and foster care worldwide. What role did each household have in creating orphans? Why there are never humans yet anywhere in earth as of March 2021. I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Why educated population worldwide signed orphanages foster care, signed the healthiest for human brains, heart and eyes. Why doctors signed it at the first place? They are the boss, isn't it? I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Why lawyers, population worldwide, signed orphanages and foster care, signed healthiest for human brains, hearts and eyes. I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Why teachers, population worldwide, signed orphanages, foster care, signed healthiest for human brains, hearts and eyes. I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Why engineers, population worldwide, signed orphanages, foster care, signed healthiest for human brains, hearts and eyes. I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Why Harvard Law School of USA, population worldwide, signed orphanages and foster care, signed healthiest for human brains and hearts and eyes. I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Why Harvard Medical School of USA, population worldwide, signed orphanages or foster care, signed healthiest for human brains, hearts and eyes. I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Why Roman Catholics, Christianity, Jesuits, private schools and Christianity schools and colleges of USA, population worldwide, signed orphanages, foster care, signed healthiest for human brains, hearts and eyes. I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Why Christian private schools of any denominations and colleges of USA, population worldwide, signed orphanages and foster care, signed healthiest for human brains, hearts and eyes. I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Why non-Christian schools of any denomination and colleges of USA, population worldwide, signed orphanages and foster care, signed healthiest for human brains, hearts and eyes. I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. What is the sales tax percentage for year 2021 for orphanages and foster care? What is the APR interest chart of 2021 provided by Department of Health Services for domestic violence, orphanages and foster care? What is the state tax percent of 2021 for orphanages, foster care, and what is the federal tax percent of 2021 for orphanages and foster care? When Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks provided busy marketing for masks for a plague that never existed, why Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks never provided mask guidelines for orphanages and foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. So for deadliest IRS and Treasury and tax fraud crime of USA, so states of USA for never, 50 states of USA for never provided tax codes for domestic violence of slavery and hatred and discrimination. I, Vethapriya, PROSE for displayed USA tax fraud, USA IRS tax fraud and USA Treasury tax fraud. I, Vethapriya, PROSE want medical compensation of tax-free $1 trillion for Pope Francis created orphanages and tax fraud crime and tax-free $2 trillion for Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks failed in doctor's job and never provided masks for domestic violence, slavery, hatred, discrimination, and orphanages. How many of you all having God-given heart loves domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination, and orphanages and foster care? If yes, why? If no, why? I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. When 7.9 plus billions of humans, national operations never created domestic violence, slavery, hatred, discrimination. Who created domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination, and foster care and orphanages worldwide? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Who created orphanages, foster care in USA and all nations as of March 2021? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why there is orphanages, foster care in USA and all nations as of March 2021? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Did God after Christianity created orphanages or foster care? If yes, why? If no, why? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Did humans create orphanages or foster care? If yes, why? If no, why? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Did animals and plants created orphanages, foster care? If yes, why? If no, why? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why gods of USA, Pope Francis, Queen Elizabeth II, absolute monarch created orphanages, foster care, paupers, alias beggars, alias refugees in USA and all nations, and also created orphanages. I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know when there is Harvard Medical School and Harvard Law School, there must not be orphanages or foster care for a birthright? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know when there is government in each nation worldwide, there must never be orphanages and foster care for a birthright? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know when there is educated population, there must not be orphanages or foster care? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know when any nation have at least one domestic violence, slavery, hatred, discrimination, civil land, that nation is disqualified, and at least one orphanage, and at least one orphanages or foster care and should be sealed and shut down forever. I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know as of March 2021, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks never knows what is domestic violence, slavery, hatred, discrimination, and orphanages, and foster care, and is deadliest crime. And USA government must pay me another $2 trillion for produce foolish doctors, wild, humane, endangered species, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks. I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know when Pope Francis is God of USA and Queen Elizabeth is God of USA, there must never be orphanages or foster care as of today? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. When there are no humans, no doctors, no teachers, no lawyers, no judges, yet why there are no humans, no doctors, no teachers, no lawyers, no judges yet in USA and any nations worldwide? And here is already March of 2021. I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know what is domestic violence, slavery, hatred, discrimination, and orphanages, and foster care? Why when Antichrist Pope Francis and Antichrist face of Pope Francis is cunning Islam, Judaism, Zionism, paganism, France leader created child marriage and 1-minute divorce sign off in Las Vegas, Sin City of March to why there is poverty mandate, enforced disability, orphanages or foster care process, Vatican Code of Abuse Law, handbook given by Pope Francis, Satan, Antichrist to USA. I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. When Antichrist Pope Francis of God of USA educated USA Republican government and Democrat government to never provide free housing, free vehicle, free national benefits to orphanages or foster care population. Why? Why Pope Francis never educated that? It's a crime. Pope Francis must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, must become the Vatican leader now. I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime of Vatican Pope Francis. When Antichrist Pope Francis educated USA must separate biological moms from children in orphanages, and why Antichrist Pope Francis educated USA government must separate biological moms from children in orphanages, foster care process. I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. How USA government provided orphanages and foster care process for child marriage population. I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. How USA government provided child custody and ex parte process for child marriage population created by Pope Francis, and Pope Francis also created orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. How USA government provided tax process for domestic violence, slavery, hatred and discrimination, and child tax credit process for child marriage population created by Antichrist Pope, and Pope Francis created domestic violence, slavery, hatred, discrimination, and orphanages. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why not even one educated man or educated women never knows there must never be orphanages or foster care as of March 2021. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why not even one educated man or educated women worldwide knows biological moms must and children should never be separated in orphanages or foster care process worldwide when there is a Pope Francis created child marriage and Pope Francis created orphanages of foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why not even one educated man and women worldwide knows forever until earth buzz only biological moms are excellent caregivers and have highest impasse eligibility to file ex parte in orphanages foster care process as needed worldwide when Pope Francis the Antichrist created child marriage and orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why not even one educated man or educated woman worldwide knows forever until earth blast only biological moms, excellent caregivers and must should get sole custody and children forever in orphanages, foster care process as needed worldwide and regardless of biological moms, employed or unemployed or retired, whether children lives with biological moms or not always forever, United States of America and all nations must should provide child credit welfare to only biological moms because biological moms only always worldwide have the labor pain when Pope Francis the Antichrist created child marriage and orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why not even one educated man or educated woman knows Las Vegas, Sin City in USA created by Pope Francis Antichrist is one of the source for orphanages and foster care worldwide. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. When there are humans only in human kingdom, why there is family politics, family feuds, leprosy, infected, foolish birth families and in-laws population worldwide to destroy peace of mankind when there is Antichrist, Pope Francis created child marriage and Pope Francis created orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. If arranged marriage or forced arranged marriage is healthiest worldwide, then why there is orphanages and foster care as of March 2021? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. If child marriage is healthiest worldwide, then why there is orphanages and foster care as of March 2021? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. If LGBTQ and polygamy is healthiest created by Antichrist Pope Francis worldwide, then why there is orphanages and foster care as of March 2021? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. If domestic partners living together getting pregnant out of wedlock is healthiest worldwide, then why there is orphanages and foster cares as of March 2021? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. If love marriage is healthiest worldwide, then why there is orphanages and foster care at the first place? It's a proof that the deadliest prostitutes in the earth are only love marriage population worldwide, regardless of religion, faith, and ethnicity and nationality. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. If Christianity is healthiest, then why there is orphanages and foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. If non-Christianity, atheism is healthiest, then why there is orphanages, foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. If dowry or prenuptials or casteism or caliphatism or astrology or Chinese New Year or Chinese astrology, Chinese New Year or Chinese astrology is healthiest, then why there is orphanages and foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why there is orphanages and foster care in all nations as of today? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why humans married once get orphanages, foster care worldwide? What is the scope of objective? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. By divorcing, are civilians helping nations worldwide? If yes, or if no, why? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why orphanages, foster care, single moms are holiest of holy, worldwide and wisest? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why widows is same as divorces, orphans, foster care, and why not even one educated man or educated woman is aware of the wisdom of the difference between widows and divorces, physical death in widowers versus orphanages, foster care, though part ways in different pathways live and emotional death, total strangers mode in divorced population. Why? How? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why nobody gets married to get orphanages, foster care worldwide? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why toxic relationships worldwide? What is the scope of toxic relationship? How toxic relationship can create orphanages or foster care worldwide. Why nobody knows should never be any toxic relationship at the first place. Why nobody knows toxic relationship is domestic violence of slavery, hatred and discrimination. Why Pope Francis, the God of USA, never educated USA and all nations that toxic relationship is domestic violence, slavery, hatred and discrimination, and that is why any civilian seeking for divorce anywhere in any nation should get divorce in less than 1 minute, and all biological moms should get sole custody and placement of children in divorce process. When Pope Francis created divorce process, when Pope Francis created orphanages and foster care, tax fraud, scam. So I proved divorce law in USA and all nations is deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must pay tax-free $500,000 trillion to each divorced single moms worldwide in next 1 minute. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. When there is education services in each nation, do you all know there must never be any orphanages or foster care? So why there is orphanages or foster care worldwide? When there is education services, did education fail, created orphanages or foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. When poison, religion and types in each nation, why there is orphanages or foster care worldwide? Did religion and types created orphanages, foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. When there are humans in human kingdom as of March 2021, there must never be orphanages or foster care in any nations. So when there are humans in any human kingdom, why there is orphanages and foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why Antichrist Pope Francis don't know what is orphanages and foster care, and why it is crime for God of USA. Pope Francis don't know what is orphanages, foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign the Vatican immediately, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must become the Vatican leader now. Why Antichrist Pope Francis created orphanages and foster care only says orphanages and foster care is sin, and civilians must never marry after orphanages or foster care versus widows can remarry. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why Antichrist Pope Francis created orphanages, foster care only separated biological moms and children worldwide in deadliest. Pope Francis created orphanages, foster care scandal worldwide as of March 2021. So Pope Francis, for separating biological moms from children in divorce process worldwide is proved. This crime is proved as the deadliest domestic violence of Pope Francis, the hell creator. So Pope Francis must pay tax-free $500,000 twice to the biological mom separated from children worldwide in divorce process scandal created by Pope Francis, and regardless of the children lives with biological moms or not, $500,000 trillion per child count times total child count biological moms delivered must be given always to biological moms alone, as in Holy Bible guidelines of civil law. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult moms, teens, regardless of employed or unemployed or retired worldwide, don't know what is orphanages or foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult dads, teen dads worldwide don't know what is orphanages or foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult sons and adult daughters don't know what is orphanages and foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult brothers and adult sisters worldwide don't know what is orphanages or foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why uncles and aunts, nephews and nieces, mom-in-laws and dad-in-laws, husbands and wives, son-in-laws and adult daughter-in-laws, and adult sister-in-laws and adult brother-in-laws, and adult co-brothers and adult co-sisters don't know what is orphanages or foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult grandsons and adult granddaughters and adult grandpas and adult grandmas worldwide don't know what is orphanages or foster care? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult male friends, regardless of employed or unemployed or retired, adult male colleagues and adult female colleagues, regardless of employed or unemployed or retired. Why adult Christian males and friends and female friends and non-Christian males and female friends don't know what is orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult Roman Catholic Christian mom of Pope Francis don't know what is orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult Roman Catholic Christian Jesuits popes, as in Pope 1 to 100 to all the way to Pope 266 is the count for Pope Francis, don't know what is orphanage and foster care. I, Vethapriya, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult Roman Catholic Christian Jesuits, leader of Roman Province Organization of State of Wisconsin, State of Illinois, State of Michigan, State of New York, State of New England, State of Maryland, State of Louisiana, State of Missouri, State of California, State of Oregon, never knows what is orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. Why adult Roman Catholic Christian Jesuits leader Pope Francis created orphanages of foster care in Sin City, adverse sex industry, don't know what is orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult female mom, a grandmom, and a great grandmom, Queen Elizabeth, who don't know what is orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult absolute monarchs and of Europe and Eurasia don't know what is orphanages or foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult males, absolute monarchs, Islam leader, Syria leader, Iran leader, Brunei leader, United Arab Emirates leader, Turkey, Istanbul leader, then adult Judaism, Zionism, Islam, Israel leader, Netanyahu, don't know what is orphanages, foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult male Dalai Lamas, that is Dalai Lama 1 to Dalai Lama 14 count of China, Guru Nanak Sasam, Guru Nanak 1 to Guru Nanak 11 and 254 human gods, yoga gurus of India don't know what is orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult Republican government of USA, adult Democrat government of USA, then adult males, President 1 to 46 counts of USA don't know what is orphanages of foster care. Why adult male President Trump and why Vice President Pence of 2016 to 2020 of USA and governors of 50 states of USA don't know what is orphanages or foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult male President Joe Biden, a lawyer, Vice President Kamala Harris, a lawyer, 2020 to 2024 of USA and governors of 50 states of USA don't know what is orphanages or foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult male Republic GOP Mitch McConnell of USA, adult male Democrat GOP Schumer of USA, adult males and females Republican Senate and adult males and females Democrat Senate and adult male female Republican Congress and adult male Democrat Congress and adult male female Republican House of Representatives and adult male female Democrat House of Representatives and the Speaker Nancy Pelosi of USA don't know what is orphanages, foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why criminal justice judges, lawyers and civil law justice lawyers, judges of USA don't know what is orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult female Statue of Liberty of USA don't know what is orphanages or foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult male Brett Kavanaugh of October 2018 Supreme Judge and adult female Amy Barrett of November 2020 Supreme Judge of USA don't know what is orphanages or foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved that deadliest crime. Why adult male doctors of Harvard Medical School and why adult female doctors of Harvard Medical School and why adult males and females of World Bank and adult males and females of United Nations Organization, adult males and females of Center for Disease Control and adult males and adult females of World Health Organization don't know what is orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why adult males and females of Department of Treasury and adult males and females of Department of Justice and why adult males and females of Department of Welfare, Families and Children agencies don't know what is orphanages and foster care, and immediately means just next 1 second Department of Welfare and Services and must be sealed and shut down for child endangerment. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must be the leader of Department of Health Services, Department of Welfare Services, Department for Family Children Services, Department of Justice, and Department of Tax of USA immediately. Why adult males and females of Department of Health Services don't know what is orphanages and foster care is a deadliest crime. Why adult male Dr. Fauci of USA don't know what is orphanages and foster care is a deadliest crime. Proved, I, Vethapriya, prove the deadliest crime. And why adult female and Dr. Brinks don't know what is orphanages and foster care is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE. Why adult males and adult females of arranged marriage and forced arranged marriage population of USA don't know what is orphanages and foster care. Why adult males and adult females of domestic partners living together and getting pregnant out of wedlock population of USA don't know what is orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. Why adult males, adult females of LGBTQ population of USA don't know what is orphanages, foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. Why adult males, adult females of polygamy population of USA don't know what is orphanages, foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. Why adult males, adult females of love marriage population of USA don't know what is orphanages or foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. Why adult males, adult females of foster care parents as in stepdads, stepmoms, adult stepchildren, adult step siblings population don't know what is orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why Antichrist Pope Francis created adult males, adult females yielded to sexual immorality types, sexting types, flirting types, mocking, bullying, entertainment types, Hollywood movie types, TV channel types, pornography types, Las Vegas, nightclubs, strip clubs, premarital sex classification and types, and extramarital sex classification and types. An Oxford Dictionary created Q's words created by Queen Elizabeth II that the Antichrist population of USA don't know what is orphanages and foster care. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why not even one educated man, educated women, doctors, lawyers, engineers, teachers, professors, educational scientists, astronauts, astrologers, employed, riches, casteism, and dowry and prenuptials, richest or poorest or anywhere in between, low income, self-employed, seasonal employed, short-term unemployed, long-term unemployed, retired, theologians, Christian evangelists, church pastors, gospel singers, archbishops, bishops, and dioceses, then deacons, then lay preachers, then doctorates, and Jesuits leaders, then Jesuits, then male population, then female population, then married population or not, then Roman Catholics, fathers, nuns, and Pentecostal brothers, sisters, all mandated, singles, never educated and guided. USA government should never provide banking, retail, finance, welfare services to Las Vegas, Sin City. That's a crime. And then on top of it, they also failed to educate. USA government must provide all 100% national benefits free to the orphanages and foster care single moms worldwide. And here is March 2021. What went wrong in humanity? Did education destroy humanity, or did humanity destroy education? When absolute monarchs, Jesuits, Roman Catholic, Christianity leaders, Antichrist is Pope Francis is God of USA. Why Pope Francis of God of USA? Never educated. USA must never have orphanages or foster care at the first place. Why absolute monarchs, Antichrist is Queen Elizabeth II is ruling USA as of today is God of USA. Why Queen Elizabeth II, God of USA, never educated. USA must never have orphanages, foster care at the first place. So January 2021 passed, February 2021 passed, March 2021 is ongoing. Deadliest crime is at fault found guilty, Republican government, Democrat of USA, and absolute monarchs, Antichrist, Queen Elizabeth II, and Pope Francis created orphanages and foster care, loan, credit, tax fraud, and credit card tax fraud, and debit card tax fraud, gift card tax fraud crime. And Antichrist Pope Francis created orphanages, foster care, loans, tax fraud, credit tax fraud, debit tax fraud, and gift card tax fraud crime. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the crime. Antichrist Queen Elizabeth II created orphanages, foster care, loans, tax fraud crime, credit tax fraud crime, debit tax fraud crime, gift card tax fraud crime is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE. So for I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the scandal of absolute monarchs and proved Pope Francis, Roman Empire king, he wrote, as of February 2021, any salary as in tax-free billions of dollars USA government can provide effective immediate using direct deposit to my bank account for I am that I am Vethapriya PROSE, native Indian tribe, Israelite tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, true owner of all nations worldwide, can you help me? So scandal phases of Republican Europe nations worldwide, Republica at fault found guilty, prostitutes of Europe, USA, tax fraud. March of 2021 is proved. So at fault found guilty of fatal negligence, orphanages, foster care, loans tax fraud, credit tax fraud, debit tax fraud, gift card tax fraud, crime is provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Republican government provided tax fraud is proved by I Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Democrat government provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Queen Elizabeth II provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Pope Francis provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I Vethapriya PROSE. And at fault found guilty Pope Francis provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, GOP Mitch McConnell provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, President Trump 2016 to 2020, President Joe Biden 2020 to 2024, and state governors of 50 states of USA provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Supreme Court Judge Brett Kavanaugh provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Roman Province Jesuits of Organization, State of Wisconsin, State of Michigan, State of Illinois, State of New York, State of New England, State of Maryland, State of Louisiana, State of Missouri, State of California, State of Oregon provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I Vethapriya PROSE. Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis, and orphanages and foster care, loans, credit and gift card, tax fraud, debit card, all created robocall poverty mandate and enforced poverty disabled to I Vethapriya PROSE on October 2018 and is proved. For prostitute Republican government of USA to steal the rightful Supreme Court job of USA on October 2018, that rightful belong to I Vethapriya PROSE. Civil law must be provided now without any delay. I Vethapriya PROSE, true civil lawyer, true civil doctor, true civil supreme judge, own the text for ongoing civil justice sign off. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Republican government and USA Democrat government, as in Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis, as in and orphans and foster care, loans tax fraud, credit tax fraud, debit tax fraud, gift card tax fraud, created robocall poverty mandate to I Vethapriya PROSE, true civil lawyer, true civil doctor, true civil supreme judge, and Republican government GOP leader Mitch McConnell, and Supreme Court Judge Brett Kavanaugh in October 2018 enforced poverty mandate to I Vethapriya PROSE abruptly on October 2018, and Republican government of the United States of America took away $4,500 on October 2018 abruptly, and enforced finance debt of $10,000 plus since October 2018, October 2019, October 2020, and as of January 21, 2021, February 2021, and March 2021 to I Vethapriya PROSE, and enforced finance disabled to I Vethapriya PROSE abruptly. It is a crime for at fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Republican government and USA Democrat government, and Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis, and orphanages and foster care, loans tax fraud, credit tax fraud, debit tax fraud, gift card tax fraud, crime created robocall poverty mandate is proved, and so civil justices I Vethapriya PROSE want Citibank CEO to pay off my debt $10,000 plus and sign off tax free $5,000, and at fault and found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Republican government government, and USA Democrat government, Queen Elizabeth II, and Pope Francis, and orphanages, foster care, loans and credit card and debit card, tax fraud crime created, robocall poverty mandate with fatal negligence, so much sign of tax-free, $1,500,000 trillion to be direct deposited in my bank account for all types of damages done by selfish cunning, Islam, Judaism, absolute monarchs types, and wild endangered and health creators, and at fault and found guilty, Holy Highness God of USA, Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Francis, and Republican government of USA will provide the needful help accordingly to be in the same page. Yes, my dear fellow mankind, this session also, it's long, but it's not long as the earlier session, but altogether it is close to 6 hours I provided, right? The earlier session is all about, the domestic violence of slavery, hatred and discrimination, right? And this session is all about the foster care and the orphanages, which all comes under the same umbrella, domestic violence. But at least I was able to split this into 2 different sessions, right? And I wish the other sessions, I'm hoping the other sessions will be lesser, okay? Because this is a very important issue. If it is getting fixed and if the civil law is signed off, boom, entire human kingdom will be saved on this. That is why I must get the job offer immediately. Pope Francis must resign the Vatican immediately. He is the one who created all this crap, right? Pope Francis created orphanages, my dear fellow mankind. And when he created orphanages, when being a god, he himself is proving that he is not a Christian. In true Christianity, there is never orphanages. So that means I know how to provide the healthy services. He never even provided healthy services, right? After creating the orphanages, at least the children and the people must have been taken care of worldwide. No, there's a slavery and hatred, discrimination going on worldwide. And it's all created for only tax revenue, not even to take care of the civilians after all. And how this foster care program in the Department of Welfare Services is also deadliest crime. So people go adopt children in order to provide more abuse only worldwide in the name of adoption, in the name of adoption. Yes, there are some people who really want to adopt and provide a healthy lifestyle for the adopted children. But I already said, by the time they want to provide that, then there should be the double cleanest love. In exponential cleanest love only then they can even work on to provide the adoption. Right? Otherwise, how many people, just because being aware that the national governments provide lot of fundings for that, they want to get the fund. So wherever, whether workplace, whether government, everywhere it's all for the dollars and the power grab only. Even entertainment is also for that only. Can you all see how everything Pope Francis destroyed? But if I step in as a leader of the Vatican leader, then people will see only heaven everywhere, my dear fellow mankind. And for that, United States of America must sign off the job offer immediately. I must become the Vatican leader now. Okay? So yes, when educated population are there, there must never be orphans, right? When educated population are there must not be any unhealthy sex, right? Unhealthy sex is the creation of the orphans, and it is the creation of the abortion. It is the creation of every single thing. It is the creation of the disease. It is the creation of toxic relationships. It is the relations of how people provide fake love, fake friends, backstabbers. They all say that they want to be friends, but they end up only to be the backstabbers, the deadliest prostitutes, isn't it? The friends who are backstabbers are prostitutes. They are the fool. They want to only fool in the name of holy friendship roles, right? They want to abuse the friendship role when the friendship role is holiest. Always in all this type of crime, it is always the wisest who gets sufferers, or the sufferers in the hands of the fools. So government won't provide a discipline. Cops cannot help. DOG cannot help. Agriculture broken. Health services broken, insurance broken, theologians broken, religion broken, households broken, where only civilians like people became victims of abuse will even run for help. And can you all see how all this selfish society formed with the educated population only push the wiser civilians to restrain themselves from the humanity and to run away from the humanity? Yes, my dear fellow mankind, there should never be domestic violence of slavery, domestic violence of hatred, domestic violence of discrimination, domestic divorce, right? Refugee, beggar, pauper, orphans, orphanages, foster care, all are tax fraud. They are all created for tax. He destroyed everybody's emotions. He destroyed everybody's emotions. Is he a human? And he's also worshipped as God. When I said when any civilian is going to worship Queen Elizabeth II as a God, or any media is going to provide Queen Elizabeth II in their media or a movie or in Amazon Prime videos, they are all going to get penalty slapped on their face. Because when it is a discipline, it's a discipline. Queen Elizabeth II is a sex offender. She is a rapist after all. She is a gang rapist, right? She created the slavery ships and destroyed everybody's life there. So why on the earth these shameless Europeans are even worshipping Queen Elizabeth as God? Because their brains are all intoxicated with dollars and luxury. Survival mode. Humanity destroyed in pieces, right? So that is why it is very, very important for me to step in and educate the population, okay? And yes, this particular session went to close to 2 hours. It is 1 hour 57 minutes, but it's still worth it. People should know why there should never be any orphans or orphanages in earth, right? Why biological moms must never be separated from the children. It's the deadliest crime. There is no other crime in the entire list of crime than to separate biological moms from children. And United States of America caught that curse. And President Joe Biden is never fit to be a president. And President Trump is innocent. And both of them must be in the jail only, and I must become the interim leader of USA now. I am Native Indian tribe, and I know how to lead and guide a nation and all the nations worldwide. President Joe Biden will destroy the USA for next 4 years. Please, my dear fellow mankind, please pray to God and have this job offer signed after me. I will take care of entire human kingdom as my own family. Because I know how to provide healthy solutions. I know how to provide healthy solutions to the orphans, and I know how to provide healthy abortion services. I know. Just trust me. Trust me. When you all gave your trust on this selfish hell creators, right? Or when you all provided your trust and faith and belief on these hell creators and also worshipping them as of God is even now for whatever backstab they provided. Can you all even pray to God and provide the blindest trust in me and have United States of America sign the job offer to me? It is very crucial. It's just not for me alone. It is entire human kingdom will be saved. Yes, my dear fellow mankind. I wish United States of America to sign me this job offer immediately. Whatever job I asked for, it should be the customized job offer only. I should get the absolute authority above the absolute monarchs. And I have to provide all the law, and I will say what next steps later. I will say upfront, it will be very transparent only. I will even say step-by-step guidelines, how I will provide the services. And thank you all for your time. Take care. Bye for now.